Three of my favorite bets on UFC Vegas 107 are coming right at you. I'm going to give you a money line and I'm going to give you 2 round prop bets. In addition, I'm still going to give you every single one of my DFS plays on Underdog and Betr picks. In addition, I'll let you know where you can get all of my bets on this Saturday's UFC card absolutely free. Welcome back to the channel. We had the week off last week. It sucked. I'm glad we're back in action, and hopefully we can make some more money because we've been on a nice little streak. Before we get into the bets for this week, we always have to recap, as I always like to be transparent. The best bets video last week was not that great. Lisboa money line, terrible bet. Terrible bet. She had no takedown defense whatsoever, and that was going to be a key to getting her hand raised. That's an out. The under 2.5, easy cash. Del Valle gets it done in round 1 to cash the under 2.5 at plus 120. Carlos Hernandez by decision. Terrible bet. Now, we're actually going to start switching this up a little bit. Instead of me giving you a money line or a parlay, a round prop bet, and a prop bet, I'm just going to leave the prop bet out. I'm not going to do the prop bets anymore unless I have one that I really, really love because, I play a lot of prop bets, and it's really tough to pick the one that cashes. They usually hit at least 1 or 2 prop bets at big plus money per card. It's tough to pick the one that it's actually going to hit. So instead, we're just going to do my 3 favorite bets of the week, and that's what we're going to do moving forward. So overall, we're minus 0.3 units last week. So not a lot down on the best bets. The 3 bets that I give you on the year, we're still down. But I believe with this switch up, we're going to cash a lot more bets that I'm giving you in this video. But overall, we've had a great year. DFS was pretty much a wash. We did not lose any, and we did not gain any. So it was basically like it never even happened. DFS this week, I believe, is going to be really, really solid. So stay tuned for that. But it's time to get into the bets. This week, the money line bet is going to be Ludovic Klein. Ludovic Klein at plus 145 odds. He is the younger fighter entering his prime. Mateusz Gamrot is on the slow decline. He's 34 years of age. He's had a long career in KSW. He's fought really solid competition in the UFC, and he has not shown improvements. All he does is go in there and chain wrestle, go for the takedown, get the takedown. The guy gets back up to his feet because he has no top pressure. He doesn't have any submission skills, and then he's got to do it again. In the small cage, when Gamrot shoots that takedown, he's going to be up against the cage. Klein's going to get back up against the cage. He's going to put him in the clinch. They're going to be back on the feet. He's going to go back to work. He might not even get the takedown. Klein's got 91% takedown defense, and at range, Ludovic Klein's going to be the much better striker. Straight shots up the middle, knees up the middle, kicks up the middle, left hand down the pipe. Mateusz Gamrot's going to have a lot to worry about when he's going to shoot those takedowns. I think Ludovic Klein gets this one done. I got 1 unit on his money line at plus 145. But I did add a little bit as well at a worse price. But this was a price that I locked in, I believe it was 2 days ago. But I did add a little bit. So I didn't have time to put that on the slide, but I did add a half unit on the Klein money line. I believe it was at plus 141. But on the slide, I had plus 145 at 1 unit, which I did lock in a couple days ago. There's your money line bet for the week. And that is one of my favorite bets of the week. Let's get into the Underdog Plays. If you're in one of these highlighted states, you're going to want to download the Underdog app if you have not yet. If you're a returning viewer, you always want to play these. If you're a new viewer here, trust me, you're going to want to put these plays in if you're in one of these highlighted states. We're positive 93.57 units since the beginning of 2024. We've also hit some massive slips just like these this year, which are not counted in that total. Use my code HeyJav, you get a deposit bonus up to $1,000. There's a link down in the description below. Or if you're watching on the TV or a monitor, whip out your phone, scan this QR code, and it'll be a lot easier for you to download it. You don't got to go search. You don't got to hit a link. It's not going to take you anywhere. Just scan the QR code. You can download it right there if you're in one of these highlighted states, and you can lock these plays in. Now, the DFS plays this week got a little bit messed up because Medeiros decided to pull out on Wednesday morning, I think it was. So we're going to get a void here. So ultimately, the 5-pick entry that would pay 20x gets voided 1 leg, and we go down to 10x. I'm not going to remake it because I'm not trying to force anything. We'll just take a lesser payout and hopefully we can hit these 4 plays. Zachary Reese, lower than 23.5 significant strikes. I don't expect this fight to go very long. I don't expect Zach Reese to be throwing a ton of volume. And I think Zach Reese probably has early KO and submission upside. Todorovic probably going to want to grapple, honestly, because I don't know that he can withstand the power of Zach Reese. And we also have the upside for Todorovic to go out there and knock out Zachary Reese, which has happened twice in the UFC before. So I like the lower than 23.5 for Zachary Reese. Lower than 58.5 for Dustin Jacoby. Bruno Lopes, not exactly a guy that's going to want to get into a high-volume kickboxing affair. He's probably going to go in there and start throwing some haymakers. Maybe something lands and puts Jacoby out. Otherwise, he's going to try to grapple. And Jacoby, I think, is probably going to find an early KO here over Bruno Lopes, so I don't expect him to have a ton of significant strikes if the fight's going to end early. So I like the lower for Dustin Jacoby at 58.5. Just way too high of a number where I think there's grappling upside for Lopes, and the early finish is super live. Mateusz Gamrot, lower than 45.5 significant strikes. Ludovic Klein does not get hit with many significant strikes. He just doesn't. I think he's right around 3 significant strikes per minute. If you times that by 15, which is what a 15-minute, 3-round fight would be, his number would be at 45. I do believe there is some upside for an early finish, or at least a finish to happen. Mainly on the Klein side, Gamrot does get hurt. But also, Mateusz Gamrot's going to want to go in there and wrestle. He's not going to want to go in there and strike. So I think Gamrot's going to go lower than 45.5 significant strikes. He's not a high-volume guy in general. Macy Barber, higher than 77.5 significant strikes. I like that because Aaron Blanchfield is very hittable. Macy Barber likes to put on a lot of volume. She has actually improved her volume in her last few fights, and I think she's going to have to use that striking to put the pace and pressure and aggression on Aaron Blanchfield so that she isn't comfortable shooting those takedowns or clinching her up against the cage. I like Macy Barber to go higher than 77.5 in a 25-minute fight. I think she gets 100 plus if it goes all 5 rounds. 4 picks, correct, wins 10x right there. 2-pick entry right here. We got Gamrot lower than 45 and Macy Barber higher than 77.5, wins 3x. Make sure you lock in these 2-pick entries. Don't just play the 4 or the 8 leg that I give you on Better Picks. Make sure you're playing these. These are where we make our money, and this is bonus money, okay? Win the 3x right here with this 2-pick entry, and then we got a rivals play. We got Macy Barber plus 14.5 adjusted, which means at the end of the fight, they're going to add 14.5 significant strikes to Macy Barber's total. If she outlands Aaron Blanchfield with that plus 14.5 adjustment, then we win. She's done this in all 12 of her UFC fights, so I love that play. Alice Ardeline, plus 5.5 significant strikes adjusted as well over Rayanne Dos Santos. Dos Santos has a negative striking differential, which means she gets hit more often than she lands on her opponent. Negative striking differential, and we're getting plus 5.5 on Alice Ardeline, who just outlanded Melissa Martinez by 15 or 20 significant strikes in her last fight. I think she's going to have a lot of volume here for Dos Santos. I like that. 2 correct wins 3x. Make sure you're playing those. Again, download the Underdog app if you haven't yet. If you're in one of these highlighted states, use code HJF. Get that deposit bonus up to $1,000. Put these plays in and we can make some money. In addition, if you're looking at some of those lines and you don't like what you're seeing, make sure you have Chalkboard in your arsenal. If you're in one of these green states, you need to shop the best lines, and Chalkboard is another tool in the toolbox so that you can continue to make money on these DFS apps. If you use my code HeyJob, you'll even get some free coin. Deposit bonus up to $100. There's a link down in the description below. And when I was going through it today and getting this screenshot, I put in a play just for fun. So if you want to tell me, go ahead. If you don't, not going to be, I'm not exactly advocating for this play, but I put it in. So I was like, why not share it? $100 wins 1,114 on the Chalkboard app. Jacoby to get a KO, Gustafson to get a KO, Billy Ray Goff to get a KO. 3-leg KO play. Just for fun on Chalkboard, I said, why not? Why not throw it in, share it with you guys? Maybe it hits, maybe it doesn't, but I'm not going to be tracking this whatsoever because this is just a fun play. Just throwing it out there. $100 to win 1,114. Use Chalkboard, link down in the description below. If you're in one of these green states, use code HeyJive to get that deposit bonus. Add the tool in your toolbox so you can shop the best lines. Let's get into the next best bet. The round prop bet. one of the round prop bets I'm going to give you. The under 2.5 rounds in the Billy Ray Goff Ramiz Brahimaj fight at minus 132 odds. Now, Billy Ray Goff is a big favorite at minus 300 or something, so they're expecting him to win this fight. If he's going to win this fight, he's probably going to get a knockout. He's probably going to get a knockout pretty much live in every round. If you look at the round prop bets for Billy Ray Goff by KO, KO1 is like plus 400. KO2 is plus 600. KO3 is like plus 800. The KO can come at any point. More often than not, they usually do come earlier, and I think Ramiz Brahimaj is probably going to try to go for broke a little bit. I think he probably understands what's in front of him, and he's probably going to go for that early round 1 finish like he normally does. 10 of his 11 wins come in round 1. So if Billy Ray Goff is not on his P's and Q's, he could easily get finished by Ramiz in round 1, who's nasty on the mat and just showed a little bit of knockout power in his last fight against Mickey Gall. So there's upside for Ramiz, early finish in round 1. If he doesn't do that, I think Billy Ray Goff is going to get a TKO pretty shortly after, maybe or late round 1, early round 2, somewhere around that, maybe late round 2 if Ramiz is really trying to dog it out. But I think Billy's just got too much for him on the feet, where he's going to be able to find a KO before the 12.5-minute mark. So, minus 132 on the under 2.5. We get upside for both guys to get a finish. 1.5 units on that. I love that play as your round prop bet. One of the round prop bets that I'm going to give you. The second best bet that I'm going to give you as well. Now, if you want all my bets this week, I'm giving you 3 in this video, but I got a lot more. I got a lot more plus money, a lot more prop bets. You can use code 107 at checkout to the Home of Fight Picks Winnable, and you're going to get a 7-day free trial. This year so far, we're positive 38.81 units on those bets that I send out to the premium members. Last year, where I was up over 100 units. The year before, over 44.7, over 44 units, I guess. So we've been profitable the last 2 years. Last year was amazing. This year has gone amazing so far, and we're profitable in 9 of the last 10 UFC cards. So we're steadily building our bankroll over every single card, except for this one. We dropped a little bit, but we're 9 out of the last 10. We have been profitable. Hopefully we can make that 10 of the last 11 this Saturday. Use code 107 to get all my bets this week for free at checkout and the Home of Fight Picks Winnable. There's a link down in the description below. The third best bet in this video is going to be a round prop bet. It's going to be the under 1.5 at minus 182. I'm putting 2 units on that in the Zach Reese Dusko Todorovic fight, okay? Zach Reese only been out of round 1 time in his UFC career. It was against Jose Medina, who at the time people thought was unfinishable. But I think he might have softened that chin up a little bit for Atiba Gauthier to get that KO on Medina. But Medina was very tough to finish. I think Zach Reese is a kill or be killed type of fighter. Same could be said with Dusko Todorovic. He's only been to a decision twice in his career. I think he comes in here. It's a car crash. It's a car crash. We got 7.5 minutes for one of these guys to either go unconscious, get TKO'd, or tap to something. I think there's a lot of ways that it could happen. Dusko could easily knock out Zachary Reese. Zachary Reese is not the most durable guy. Dusko could maybe sub him. I don't know. Could maybe throw it out there. But I do believe Zachary Reese is probably going to be the one that's getting the finish. I think he could easily knock out Dusko. Has been knocked out 3 times in the first round. And I also think the submission is live for Zachary Reese. Dusko's been put in some submissions where, you know, I think if there's a longer guy in those positions like a Zachary Reese who loves to attack those submissions, probably finishes it. So I like the under 1.5, minus 182 odds. I got 2 units on that. There's your third best bet and another round prop bet for you to lock in and make some money. Now let's get into the Betr Picks Plays. It's another DFS app, which we have made a ton of money, especially this year. We hit the 100x multiplier on UFC 314. Turned $100 into $10K. A lot of people made a lot of money on that, and we have been crushing them for quite some time. We hit this one last year, a 99x multiplier. I believe that was November or something like that. So if you're in one of these purple states, you're going to download Betr Picks. Use code HeyJive to get your deposit bonus up to $250, and you can lock these plays in. Now, as I said earlier, Medeiros pulled out on Wednesday morning, so that pick is going to be voided. So it turns into a 50x multiplier. I always do a 100x multiplier, 8 legs, but it's going to be 50x this week. Kind of sucks because you always like to go for that 100x. But either way, we could still cash it. We have cashed a 50x multiplier before, so maybe it works out. Zachary Reese lower than 25.5. Gamrot lower. Jacoby lower. Macy Barber higher. Macy Chasson lower than 1.5 takedowns because Ketlin Vieira has an 88% takedown defense, and the only girl that has ever taken her down more than once was Kayla Harrison, who is a minus 600 favorite to become the champion. Is Macy Chasson on that level? I don't believe. Alice Ardeline higher than 60.5 significant strikes, and Andreas Gustafsson higher than 35.5 significant strikes as well. I believe he's going to put up a lot of significant strikes in the clinch against Trevin Giles. $50 to win $2,500. Sucks we get the 50x, but hey, if we hit the 50x, I'll take it. 2-pick entry right here. We got Jacoby lower than 60.5 and Zachary Reese lower than 25.5. 3x multiplier. 250 wins, 750. Again, if you're in one of these purple states, download Betr Picks. Lock these plays in. Get your deposit bonus with code HeyJive. There's a link down in the description below. And let's make some money. Lastly, I want to thank you for watching the video and supporting. Please like the video for me. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already. I gave you 3 best bets. I gave you all my DFS plays. The least you could do is toss the kid a like. Maybe leave a comment. Say whatever best bets you got. Roast me in the comments if you don't like the bet. I don't care. Leave a comment down below. And if you want to support the channel further, you can go to ProfessorParlayShop.com. There's a link down in the description below. And cop one of my tees. They're black and white. Clean design on the back. Just a little Professor Parlay right here on the chest. High quality t-shirts that I paid for up front. And I want to give the fan base, the supporters out there, a way to connect themselves with my brand. So I made the Professor Parlay brand. They're sweet shirts, I believe. You order one, I'll send it out to you personally. It's going to be very personalized. This isn't some drop ship stuff or whatever, some print on demand stuff. They're sitting right in front of me in a box. So I'm going to send them to you. I'm going to make it very personalized. I appreciate y'all for watching the video. Let's make some money this week, eh? Until next time, HeyJive Picks. We out.